Picture this. You open your mailbox or log into your online account, and there it is, a notice of a substantial tax refund. That immediate rush, the feeling of a sudden windfall, it's exhilarating. For many, it feels like found money, a bonus from the government. It's a moment of relief, perhaps even a celebratory occasion, prompting thoughts of how to spend this unexpected cash. A survey by Bankrate in 2023 indicated that over 60% of Americans view their tax refund as a financial boost, with many planning to use it for immediate consumption or debt repayment. But what if this widespread jubilation masks a deeper, less obvious truth about your money? On the surface, a big refund seems like a win. Who wouldn't want extra money? But in the world of personal finance, appearances can be deceiving. What if that refund isn't a bonus at all, but rather a symptom of a significant financial misstep? This video will uncover why that large refund, the one celebrated by so many, is actually a less than optimal outcome, potentially costing you more than you realize. We'll challenge the common narrative and reveal why financial experts often advise against aiming for a big refund. Our investigation begins by dissecting the very nature of a tax refund. First, let's establish what we mean by a big refund. According to the IRS, the average tax refund in 2023 was approximately $3,176. For many households, this amount represents a significant sum, potentially covering several months of a car payment, a small vacation, or a substantial contribution to an emergency fund. Any refund significantly above this average, or even an amount that feels substantial to an individual, falls into our category of a big refund. This isn't about avoiding a refund entirely, but understanding the implications of a large *1, which signals a specific financial dynamic at play. The fundamental truth about a tax refund is that it is not a gift from the government. It is your own money, returned to you. Specifically, it's an overpayment of taxes throughout the year. Every paycheck, your employer withholds a portion of your earnings, sending it to the IRS. If, by year end, the total amount withheld exceeds your actual tax liability, the IRS issues a refund. This means that, for months, you effectively lent your money to the US Treasury, interest-free. As financial journalist Jane Bryant Quinn once remarked, a big tax refund isn't a bonus, it's an interest-free loan to the government. Now, let's explore the true cost of this interest-free loan, the opportunity cost. Opportunity cost is the value of the next best alternative that you didn't choose. If your money was sitting with the government, it wasn't working for you. It wasn't earning interest in a high-yield savings account, generating returns in an investment portfolio, or reducing the burden of high-interest debt. According to economic principles, every dollar held idle has an associated cost, the lost potential for growth or relief. This unseen cost is what most people overlook when they celebrate their refund. Consider a hypothetical scenario. Sarah consistently receives a $3,000 tax refund each year. If she had adjusted her withholdings to receive that money incrementally throughout the year, roughly $250 extra per month, she could have put it into a high-yield savings account. Even at a modest 4% annual interest, that $250 monthly contribution could accumulate significantly. Over a year, that's potentially an extra $60 in interest. While seemingly small, over 5 or 10 years, this lost compounding interest can add up to hundreds, even thousands, that Sarah simply forfeited. The impact is even more pronounced when considering high-interest debt. Imagine having credit card debt with an average annual interest rate of 18%. If you're receiving a $3,000 refund, that means for the duration of the year, you paid hundreds of dollars in interest on your debt that could have been paid down sooner. By withholding too much, you're essentially financing the government with your own money while simultaneously paying exorbitant interest to a credit card company. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau reports that the average American household carries over $6,000 in credit card debt. A $250 monthly reduction could make a substantial difference. For those with an appetite for growth, the opportunity cost extends to investments. The stock market, historically, yields an average of 8 to 10% annually. Had that $250 per month been invested in a broad market index fund, its potential for growth would far outstrip any nominal savings interest. Over just a few years, a continuous monthly investment of $250 could lead to thousands in capital gains and dividends. As Vanguard Group founder John Bogle famously advocated, time is your friend, impulse is your enemy. Take advantage of compound interest. A refund delays this powerful compounding effect. Why do people tolerate, or even celebrate, this interest-free loan? The answer often lies in behavioral economics, specifically the concept of mental accounting. As Nobel laureate Richard Thaler's work suggests, people tend to treat money differently based on its source or intended use. A tax refund is often mentally categorized as found money or a bonus, distinct from regular income. This psychological framing makes people more likely to spend it impulsively, rather than allocate it towards strategic financial goals, blurring the reality that it was their money all along. Some argue that a big refund acts as forced savings. For individuals who struggle with saving throughout the year, having extra money withheld, only to receive a lump sum, feels like a safety net or a disciplined savings plan. This perspective suggests that without the refund, they might simply spend that extra monthly income, leaving them with nothing at the end of the tax year. While this argument holds a grain of truth for some, it's essential to scrutinize its true financial efficacy. While seemingly beneficial, relying on a tax refund for forced savings is a suboptimal strategy. Firstly, as we've discussed, the money is not earning interest or reducing high-interest debt during the year. Secondly, it lacks flexibility. Life happens, unexpected car repairs, medical emergencies, or job loss. Having immediate access to your money throughout the year, even small amounts, provides crucial liquidity. Forced savings via overwithholding essentially locks up your funds in a zero-interest account with the government, limiting your immediate financial agility when you might need it most. Let's compare this forced savings approach to proactive, intentional savings. On one side, you have the tax refund, a lump sum at year-end, no interest, and no access throughout the year. On the other, you have automated monthly transfers to a high-yield savings account or investment fund, earning interest or returns, accessible for emergencies, and building consistent financial habits. A study by Fidelity Investments highlighted that consistent, automated savings lead to significantly higher wealth accumulation over time compared to sporadic lump sum deposits. The difference is not just convenience, but measurable financial growth. So, if a big refund isn't ideal, why does overwithholding happen so frequently? The primary culprit is often an incorrectly filled out W-4 form. This form, submitted to your employer, determines how much tax is withheld from each paycheck. Many people set their W-4s incorrectly, perhaps claiming too few allowances, or not updating it after significant life changes. Additionally, misconceptions about tax rules, desire for a big check, or simply inertia contribute to consistent overpayment. The IRS themselves note that many taxpayers fail to review their withholding annually. Major life events significantly impact your tax situation and, consequently, your W-4 settings. Getting married, having a child, buying a home, or even starting a new job can drastically alter your tax liability. For example, welcoming a child introduces new tax credits, meaning you might need less withheld. Marriage often means adjusting your joint income and deductions. Failing to update your W-4 after these changes can easily lead to overwithholding, resulting in that large refund. Financial advisors consistently recommend reviewing your W-4 at least once a year, or after any major life event, to prevent this. So, what's the optimal approach? Financial experts widely advocate for the zero refund strategy. This means adjusting your withholding so that, at tax time, you neither owe the government a significant amount nor receive a large refund. The goal is to get as close to zero as possible. This ensures you have access to your money throughout the year, maximizing its potential for growth, debt reduction, or immediate use. As CPA Michael Kitzes, a leading voice in financial planning, advises, aiming for a big refund is like giving an unnecessary loan to the government. Achieving the zero refund strategy starts with your W-4 form. The IRS Tax Withholding Estimator, available on their website, is an invaluable tool. It guides you through a series of questions about your income, deductions, and credits, providing a recommendation for how to fill out your W-4. The process is straightforward. Access the estimator, input your accurate financial information, and then adjust your W-4 with your employer based on the estimator's advice. This simple annual review can put hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars back into your monthly budget. Receiving an extra $250 a month instead of a $3,000 lump sum refund might not feel as impactful initially. However, the consistent availability of these smaller sums empowers better financial decisions. That $250 can immediately go towards an emergency fund, be used to chip away at credit card debt, or be invested automatically. This consistency builds powerful habits. As personal finance expert Dave Ramsey often preaches, a budget is telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. Having your money monthly allows you to direct it strategically. An emergency fund is a cornerstone of financial security, typically recommending 3 to 6 months of living expenses. If you're getting a $3,000 refund, that's $250 a month you could have been actively building this fund. Instead of waiting until tax season, imagine having that crucial buffer accumulating every month. According to a 2023 Bankrate survey, 57% of Americans can't cover a $1,000 emergency with savings. Regular access to your own money through proper withholding could significantly improve these statistics, building resilience against unforeseen financial shocks. Let's consider Mark. He typically gets a $2,400 refund and also carries a credit card balance of $4,000 at 20% April. He waits for his refund to pay down a chunk of it. However, if he adjusted his W-4 to receive an extra $200 per month, he could apply that directly to his credit card. Over a year, he'd pay $2,400 off the principal asterisk and asterisk, save approximately $200 to $300 in interest that he would have paid by delaying the payment. The refund feels good, but monthly reduction saves real money and eliminates stress sooner. For investors, the opportunity cost is even more stark. Imagine an investor, Maria, who typically receives a $5,000 refund. If she instead invested an additional $416 per month into an index fund returning 9% annually, after 1 year, that $5,000 could be worth closer to $5,250 due to growth. But more importantly, over 10 years, that consistent monthly investment, compounded, could accumulate significantly more than just saving a lump sum at the end of each year. A 2022 study by Charles Schwab highlighted that time in the market consistently outperforms timing the market or infrequent large contributions. Another subtle but critical factor often overlooked is inflation. When your money sits with the government, interest-free, it's effectively losing purchasing power due to inflation. If inflation runs at 3% annually, that $3,000 refund you get at the end of the year is worth less than the $3,000 you overpaid at the beginning of the year. The Federal Reserve constantly monitors this economic erosion. While seemingly small year to year, this continuous depreciation means your bonus refund is actually diminishing in real value, making it an even less desirable financial outcome. Moving away from chasing a big refund requires a significant psychological shift. It means transitioning from a passive approach to your finances to an active, engaged one. Instead of relying on the government to hold your money for you, you take control. This shift fosters a greater sense of financial responsibility and awareness. It encourages regular budgeting, proactive saving, and strategic debt management, rather than reactive lump sum decisions. This move towards financial agency is, arguably, the biggest win of all. Some might argue that adjusting withholdings and aiming for zero is too complicated, requiring advanced financial knowledge. This is a common misunderstanding. While tax codes can be complex, understanding your W-4 and using the IRS estimator does not require an accounting degree. It's a matter of dedicating a small amount of time once a year. The IRS and many financial planning resources offer free, user-friendly tools. The complexity lies more in perceived difficulty than actual execution. Don't let apprehension about taxes deter you from optimizing your cash flow. Across the financial advisory world, there's a strong consensus. A large tax refund is generally not a good sign. Wealth managers, personal finance coaches, and tax professionals universally advise clients to optimize their withholdings. For instance, Fidelity Investments guidance consistently emphasizes maximizing your take-home pay to fund immediate financial goals like emergency savings and retirement contributions. While there might be minor disagreements on the exact strategy for unique cases, the core principle remains: your money should be working for you, not sitting idle with the government. Are there any scenarios where a big refund might be acceptable? Perhaps. For instance, If an individual knows they lack the discipline to save, and truly sees the refund as their only way to accumulate a lump sum for a specific, large purchase, like a down payment on a house, which they then immediately use. Or if significant, unpredictable life events throughout the year made accurate withholding impossible. However, these are exceptions, not the rule. Even in these cases, acknowledging the lost opportunity cost is crucial. It's about understanding the trade-off, not celebrating it blindly. The core message here isn't to demonize the feeling of a refund, but to empower you with knowledge. Knowing that a big refund means you've lent your money for free, losing out on potential gains, is the first step towards better financial management. This knowledge empowers you to take control, adjust your withholdings, and ensure your money is working for your goals, not for the government's temporary coffers. It transforms a perceived win into an identified opportunity for improvement. This revelation extends beyond just your tax refund. It highlights a broader principle of financial planning, active engagement throughout the year. Your financial well-being isn't a single annual event. It's a continuous process of decision-making, adjustments, and optimization. Thinking about your money only when tax season arrives means you're missing 11 months of potential growth, savings, and debt reduction. The goal is to make every month a tax refund month by simply having your rightful earnings deposited directly into your account, ready for your strategic deployment. Consider the cumulative effect over decades. An average annual refund of $3,000, if consistently overpaid, amounts to $30,000 over 10 years. If that $250 monthly had been invested, even conservatively at 5% annual return, it could easily accumulate to over $39,000. That's a difference of $9,000 just from smart management of your cash flow. Over 30 years, the difference becomes staggering, potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars. This is the true cost of a big refund, the wealth you never built, the opportunities you never seized. A clear, stark difference. It's time to reclaim your money from the government's interest-free loan program. This isn't about tax avoidance, it's about tax efficiency. It's about optimizing your personal cash flow to serve your financial goals. By taking a few simple steps, reviewing your W-4, utilizing the IRS estimator, and planning proactively, you can transform your financial trajectory. The aim is not a refund, but financial freedom, built dollar by dollar, month by month, throughout the year. Don't let the illusion of a win blind you to the reality of lost potential. The journey to optimal financial health often begins with small, consistent steps. Adjusting your W-4 is one such step. It's not a monumental task, but its impact can be profound. Imagine having that extra $100, $200, or $300 a month consistently. What could you do with it? Pay down a student loan, start a Roth IRA, contribute more to your 401k. These aren't just hypotheticals. They are tangible possibilities unlocked by simple adjustments. These micro decisions add up to macro results, building a stronger financial foundation for your future. Conversely, some people fear owing money at tax time. A small balance due, perhaps a few $100s, isn't necessarily a bad sign. It often indicates that your withholdings were remarkably accurate, putting your money in your pocket throughout the year. The IRS has penalties for *underpayment* if you owe too much, usually over $1,000, or if your withholdings were less than 90% of your current year's tax liability or 100% of your prior year's liability. But a small balance due means you kept more of your money and paid what you owed efficiently. Ultimately, moving past the allure of a big refund is about cultivating a wealth-building mindset. It's about proactive financial management rather than reactive celebration. It means understanding the time value of money, the power of compounding, and the true cost of idle capital. This mindset shift empowers you to view every dollar as a resource to be optimized, not just spent. It's a foundational principle that underpins sustainable financial growth and long-term security. The refund is a feel-good moment. Consistent wealth building is the true win. This principle extends beyond taxes to all areas of your financial life. Are you waiting for a bonus or a windfall to solve your financial challenges? Or are you actively managing your income and expenses every day? Are you maximizing every dollar you earn? A big tax refund often signifies a passive approach, waiting for money to come back to you. The alternative, a proactive approach, puts you in the driver's seat, steering your financial future with intention and foresight. This is the truth nobody tells you. The biggest wins come from consistent effort, not sporadic surprises. So, what asterisk is asterisk the real win? It's not a big refund. The real win is having your money in your pocket throughout the year, working for you. It's paying down high-interest debt aggressively. It's building a robust emergency fund. It's consistently investing for your future. It's having the flexibility to respond to life's unexpected turns without financial strain. It's financial awareness, control, and empowerment. That's the truth about why a big refund isn't a win, and why a strategic, near-zero refund is actually your ticket to greater financial success. Start making your money work for you, today.